Hello, my name is Nick from Baker's Auto Parts, and today I want to show you how you can sell junkyard parts for a profit on eBay. So here I use Flipwise to manage my inventory. As you can see, last year, 2024, my gross sales were over $15,000 and my net sales were 7,569. This is pretty impressive. I only did this part-time. I am actually a high school teacher, so I went to the junkyard at most twice a week over the summer. And then during the school year, maybe once every other week, um, twice a month typically is where I would go. So I didn't even do it all year. I started in March. I found this on accident while I was looking to buy a part for my truck. And so I figured out that this is profitable. So I really started ramping this up in April and May of this year. And I stopped doing it in September, October, and November, even though I was still selling. I really uh, lowered how much I was listing here by the orange. October and November combined, I listed 9 total items. So this is total. This is definitely skewed to show that I didn't do this full time all year. I hope to gain net sales this year about $12,000 here in 2025. And I think that's a pretty realistic goal. As if you look at the months in which I did this pretty hardcore, of June, July, August, and December when I picked it back up just a few weeks ago, I've made over $1,000 every one of those months. The only months I made less are the months I didn't list very often, and September was just kind of a slower month for me. So I want to show you how I find um, good parts to sell and how I determine whether or not a part is worth picking. So what you need to do is you need to find your local junkyard. This is one down in Richmond I have used before. This is Chesterfield Auto Parts. So when you get to a website, you need to find two things. I'll show you here. Get to the website. Most of them look pretty similar to this. We don't care about this for the most part. We want to go to inventory. We want to look at newest vehicles. Eventually, when you get good enough, and maybe later on I'll make a video showing you how to do this, how to use this search function. For us right now, we're not going to focus on that. We're just going to look at the new inventory. And most importantly, we need to look at this price list. As we leave these open, let's open another tab for eBay. Let's look at the newest vehicles. And let's find a vehicle that I know a little bit about. We'll do a 2013 Nissan Pathfinder. Most junkyards, at least larger junkyards, will post pictures. What you want to see is you want to see that this car is not completely junked. Now, obviously, it's in a junkyard. It's going to have parts missing. It's going to be dirty. But as you can see here, the inside looks to be okay. And it still has the engine in it. It has its taillights. So now what we'll do is we will go over to eBay and we will type in 2013 Nissan Pathfinder. Now, when you get here, you need to do something. You need to further filter these out. So what we want to look for, if you don't know where to begin, this is a great spot. Go to Advanced, hit Sold Items. That's automatically going to fill in the completed items as well. And hit Condition Used. You are not selling new parts. So now what we will do is we can scroll through here and see if we find a part that piques our interest. This is one for me, a 2013 to 2020 Nissan Pathfinder tailgate, liftgate, back door, weather strip seal. That's a mouthful. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up another tab, type in 2013 Nissan Pathfinder, weather stripping. And we want to see used. So it looks like there are 24 pieces of used weather stripping for this model. And now what we want to see is we want to look at sold. And it looks like this is the only one that has sold. So even though it has sold, and it sold for a surprising amount of money, your sell-through rate here is really poor. You're looking at 1 out of 24. So do 1 divided by 24, that's 4%. So only 4% of all these weather stripping sell every 90 days. So when you look at these sold listings, eBay shows you back the previous 90 days or 3 months. So what we will do is we will continue to look. Boom, winner. Sun visors. So let's go to our price list, type in sun visor. Here's sun. These are going to cost you $7 each. So we're going to go here to this other one, look up sun visor, and we will see, if we look at just used, there are 2,700 used sun visors currently for sale for this vehicle. If we look at sold, it is only 47. Once again, the sell-through rate here is really, really poor. So we need to continue looking. That we have found 2 items that sell, but don't sell often enough. Here's another one that typically is decent, window motors. So again, we'll do the same process here. Window regulator with motor. They aren't going to sell window motors. We see that you buy them for $21 and they sell for $50. So we can go ahead and look and see maybe how often these sell. It looks like there have been 13 used sold, and they sell for on average between $40 and $60. If we get rid of the sold, you see that there's 176 for sale. So again, once again, not a good find. Boom, center console lids. This is a great part to sell. They're very hard to find in good condition. This is one that sold for $74. This is about the same color as the one that we see here. So let's take a look if the center console lids are worth anything. So we'll get rid of sold here for the time being. Center console lid. Condition used. There are only 177 for sale, and it looks like the selling price, what people are asking right now, is it's a significant chunk of change. Now we'll go to sold, used comp, so 174, and 66 have sold. This is a jackpot. 66 divided by 174. 37%, over a third of them are selling every month. If we just take the beige one, we need to go look at center console lids. These are also called console covers. They're going to charge you $8 for this. So now we need to open up this other website, which will be linked in the description for you. This is your eBay fees calculator. This is going to calculate an approximation of the profit you'll make off this item. So this item is going to cost us $8. Now I have shipped these plenty of times. They typically cost, let's say $12 to ship. That's kind of the higher echelon. They typically cost me about 10, but we'll say 12. And the selling price, as we go back here and see, $75, $95, $150 for that brown one, 50 plus shipping, 134, 75, let's say $80 here. I always promote all my listings. Every listing I have is promoted at 2%. And I like to put the sales tax amount at 5, even though eBay calculates it. I want that higher than it probably is going to be. I am a top-rated seller, but when you start, you'll probably be above standard. Off this one item, you will profit $46.79. And I'm going to tell you how easy this part is to take. Go here. It is 4 screws. When you get to this part, you got to pop the back end off. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're done. You put that in your little buggy, put that in your cart, and you list it online. You clean it up. As you can see, this guy was actually cleaning it when he sold it. And you just made yourself $40. It's that easy. Doing things like this is how I have researched and decided what vehicles are worth looking at and what parts on each vehicle are worth getting. As you see, on a vehicle like this, the sun visors are not worth a penny, but the center consoles are. So you need to do your research before you get to the junkyard to kind of get an idea of what's worth it. At the same time, you can do this while at the junkyard. On your cell phone, you can do this. I do this constantly. As I'm just looking up little parts in the inside. I do primarily interior parts. I do some tail lights, some headlights, a little bit of engine parts, but not a whole lot of it. And this is how I've made all this money. And I really think that anybody can do this to begin. So that is the basics of how to find car parts to sell on eBay. If you have any questions or concerns or anything to add, please feel free to message me, put it in the comments, and I will put a Discord link into the description for people who are interested. Thank you very much.